Hey, what's going on? So this right here is going to be my content video for the day. I'd rather do it live than, do the actual recording and posting it. So I see people kick around the terminology of owning real estate in an individual's head. And I think they try to internalize that because they've heard it in like one of these movies or heard it on one of these rappers, songs, not understanding what that really means. Now, this is for the people that use the terminology, and try to weaponize it against individuals without understanding the full meaning. The people that use it, and if this applies, if you were in a relationship with somebody, if you guys share a child, if you guys were in business together, if you guys were great friends, if there was a strong connection between you and the individual, and they happen to respond to, talk about, or reference situations that pertains to you, it doesn't mean that you own real estate in their heads. It means that you violated a personal connection. Now, this is the proper way to use that terminology. If I don't know you, we never broke bread, we never crossed paths, never had a conversation, and somehow my name come out of your mouth, my business or whatever, I'm impacting your life daily without ever crossing your path. You just heard about me. Or you came across one of my business cards, or come across anything that has my imprint on it. But you're so affected by me because of what I'm doing to your state of mind, your business, your reality. That's the difference. That's when you can use the terminology of owning real estate in someone's head. It's different. Everybody want to compare it to the rapper shit, but they don't understand. When Drake used the terminology talking about Pusha T or vice versa, it was because these guys actually crossed paths. It's because these guys had a personal connection. See, you can't go over the surface stuff and skip past that. You got to actually understand that there's levels to it. And if you don't acknowledge the levels, then you're just talking out of your ass. And it sounds pretty crazy. You cannot use the terminology of owning real estate in someone else's head if they never, ever, been in a position, where they've known you. And that's the difference. And I hear that misused a lot. I'm like, you got to understand the definition of that. To think you're occupying space in somebody else's mind doesn't mean that you even know remotely what the fuck you're talking about. You could just be just yammering about something and not even know the context. So if that person has any personal connection to you and y'all fell out somehow or broke up or there was some disconnect or whatever, and they feel compelled to talk about something, they're hurt by the things that you've done and they're speaking on it, they feel moved to try to get over the hump by, discussing it somehow. I'm not saying that they're completely in the right, because they have to find a way to deal with it. But there was a personal connection there. You don't own real estate in their head. That's just somebody that you impacted negatively. And they feel compelled and pressed to talk about it because of the emotion that came from that personal connection. That's the problem with people. They don't understand human and human interaction. They don't understand how connections work. because everybody's becoming so cold-hearted to the point to where it is they don't want to realize that. They want the points of saying, oh, I affect this person, he was just talking about me, or she was just talking about me, and guess what, they're losing sleep over me because I own real estate in their head. But you was in a relationship with them, or you got a child with that individual, or you was friends with that person, and you want to say you own real estate in their head. That was a violation of a personal connection. And you ought to feel ashamed of yourself to sit up here and try to make fun of that shit, because the same energy that you put into building that relationship was the same energy that you put into destroying it. Don't violate so much to the point to where it is you don't understand what you're talking about. People gonna watch this video and be like, damn, maybe he talking about me. Maybe he referencing me. And I may not be talking about him. And guess what? I own real estate in their head. They're going to be affected by what I say in this video, and they're going to be mad about it for the next couple of days and let it occupy their time and try to figure out how to engineer a response against me, not knowing that this is for the people that need to hear it. And it's not for them individually. But I would have occupied space in their head not knowing that I'm doing that. That's owning real estate in somebody else's head. Having the power to say things and affect things that make people operate differently without a connection. If I own a connection, it's different. I respect people that I have a connection with. I don't ever violate those people. I don't ever make them feel like, I want to talk about them because I had a connection with them. I will never make them feel like, if they feel a way about anything that I've done, they were hurt by anything that I've done, I never make them feel as if I own real estate in their head. I try to make them feel like, hey, for some reason, we can't be cool no more. It didn't work out, or whatever the case may be. We just have to accept it and move forward. I don't make them feel small and make them feel less than because of a violation of human to human interaction. I need you people to understand, when y'all use certain terminology, certain phrasing, understand the power behind that phrasing. Because what you say can impact the person moving forward. And you hold a responsibility on all of your interactions in life. You hold the responsibility of how you impact people and how you cultivate it, whether you respect it or not. If you don't respect it, let it be. Just go about your business. Don't sit up here and make them feel like shit and talk down on them because people are going through something. Everybody going through something. We are living in and surviving a pandemic. Nobody's going to come out of this psychologically okay. Everybody's been trapped in their homes. Everybody's trapped behind masks. Everybody's going through something. Don't take it upon yourself to trash people because they're going through a lot. What you doing could be just another layer to many problems in somebody else's life. Think about that before you want to make fun of them. Talk about you own real estate in their head. You don't own shit. You don't even know what you're talking about. You can't even use the terminology right. You got to know how to use words the right way. Understand the difference. Once again, the only time you can say you own real estate in somebody else's mind is if there's no contact, no connection, and they're just affected by your existence with no personal interaction. They just see the things that you do. And they're bothered by that. Whether you succeeding or failing, they're just bothered by it. But if there was a connection, like a relationship, a friendship, sharing a child, a business, an actual relationship built, and they felt as if things didn't work out the way that it needed to work out, and everybody was impacted by that situation, and everybody was forced to go their own ways, but they're speaking on what happened in that situation, that's acknowledgement of failure in a relationship or human to human interaction. That's not owning real estate at somebody else's head. They're allowed to talk about what they've been through, especially if they've been through it. It happened in their life too, like it happened in your life. So you could talk about it as well. That don't mean that they own real estate in your head. Grow up. That's not how it works. Use the right terminology. Be smart.